Hello again, it's Larry Steinhouse, and this is the Larry Steinhouse Show. Oh, I got another guest today. I'm so excited. This coach is done. This is so awesome. It's so much fun. I'm like interviewing people after people after people. Today is every day, right? Or every day is today. I'm not even sure how to say it, but everything is going on today. And today I have. All right, I give up. I quit. Now I have Solomon Brenner. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Solomon Brenner. Solomon Brenner's a really cool guy. He's, I tell you, the first time I've ever heard about Solomon, I'll tell you what, Solomon, if you do me a favor, that camera right in front of you, just you can move that camera and you can kind of get yourself positioned. There you go. Perfect. Right. So Solomon, the first time I ever heard of Solomon, believe it or not, he probably doesn't even know it, but my kid went to his karate school, which is kind of wild, and I saw him then. He actually got his black belt, which was kind of cool too. And I like the fact that he got his black belt, and unfortunately he's now 50 pounds overweight, like his father was. I'm sure you can still help.
How old is he?
He's in his 30s. He's 31 now? Or is he 30? He just turned 30 or 31. I can't remember.
I did not know that, but that is awesome.
Joshua is his name. So he went to your school. And it's funny because I've never actually told you about that, the fact that he did that. But you've got so many other things going on, and that's what's really cool. So you're totally into all kinds of different businesses. You got motivational stuff going on. You've got I got stuff here that I could read, but I'm not even going to read it because it amazes me how cool you are. You know what? I forgot to bring your books in, and I'll bet you that I'll get either Todd or Ken to bring one of the books in because I want to show people. Yeah, I want to show people what the books and the titles of the books. But you know what? Go ahead. Tell me what you do and tell me why you do it because I think you're an awesome guy.
Well, thank you very much. I'm not sure if you have so you said I was cool, so your choice of character thoughts probably isn't the best. But anyway, so I run Action Karate, do the commercial real estate underneath that. And then, with Action Karate, I mean, that's like my real thing or my main thing and where we help people achieve their goals and we help people kind of like develop their true character and kind of blossom and grow, whether they're kids or adults. We also help with their career advancement. We help people open schools and develop a lifestyle. I heard you guys talking a lot about lifestyle. And, when I hear people going to school for 8 years or 12 years to become a doctor and all this other stuff, and that's super wonderful and amazing and all that, I always think about all the time and energy and the cost and everything else that goes into it. And, compared to what we do, which is we also get to help people. We need doctors, and I love all my doctors and all my doctor friends and nurse practitioners and everything else. But the lifestyle that we get to develop for people is, to me, so rewarding to watch them be able to travel and have money and help other people achieve their goals. It's just totally awesome. And then I wrote some books and commercial real estate, and I do some angel investing. So it's kind of like I have the Business Hero Network, which I think is the Business Hero Society. I don't even know how to say it right.
I don't even know what that is.
It's just a Facebook page that I kind of volunteer on that I put together for people that are in business, small business, to help them with their marketing and to help them with their, just kind of business thought processes.
So what lessons can people learn? I'm going to go to karate, but what lessons can people learn from karate that they can bring into their life to make their life better?
What lessons can't they learn? I think everything that you need to learn for your life or for business, I think, can be learned through the martial arts. And we specifically at Action Karate use the martial arts as our vehicle to teach life lessons. That's our whole thing, right? It's not a byproduct. It is what we do. But I think some of the keys are grit. We know that grit is the key to all success, really. Learning how to fall down and get back up again. And the only way to do that is to actually fall down and get back up again without anybody. I wouldn't say without anybody helping you, but I would say a lot of times parents try and protect their kids from ever falling down, when the reality is they have to learn how to fall down in order to learn how to get up. So I think grit, discipline, focus, confidence, all of it is what you need.
So if you could actually speak a little bit closer to your microphone.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm moving
right.
to my microphone.
No, that's all right. I actually we just got word that you weren't speaking loud enough. So we got to start all over again.
Hi, my name is Solomon. Nice to meet you. This is the Larry Steinhouse Show. Your son took karate. He's 30. He's going to come back and start training again. Got it.
That was a great wrap up. I love it. Yeah, actually, I find it hysterical that the other day I thought about you because I saw one of your videos, which absolutely made me laugh. It was the one on grit. Remember when you found the grit? Tell this story because I just thought this was absolutely hysterical.
I was getting a haircut, as I do quite often, and
well, is that how you keep that hair that perfect?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
mean, are the headphones bothering you? Because I might be able to get one with fur.
No, that would be ideal if they had some. That would be like a little bit warmer. It's a little chilly down here, to be honest with you. That would be great. Maybe like a jacket, like a fur jacket, would be great. Except for the animal rights activist people. Whatever. Anyway, I don't know. I don't have a fur jacket, but anyway, I don't want to get myself in trouble. I was at the hair cut place, and they had I think it's called a salon, and they had new product called Grit. And we believe so much at our schools that and in everything that I do that grit is everything, right? Like falling down, getting up, getting past the tough times, and anybody could do things when they're excited and they want to do things. I always say that it doesn't take me to have any grit to eat ice cream and watch Netflix all day. Like I want to do that, but it does take grit for me to leave here and go work out. Last night at 8:00 going to work out or. Whatever I every day running your business I think it takes grit over time. It's that longevity that makes the difference. And there was at the salon there was a new hair product called Grit. So we talked about how much easier it is instead of actually developing grit. You can just put it on your head, it seeps in, and then you're golden. Life is so much easier. So that was kind of my little shtick I did on that.
Yeah, and actually, it's probably still on your Facebook page. It's probably still there.
I'm sure it's there somewhere. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was great. By the way, I don't know. Do you know Jeremy Ricci?
Of course.
He's saying hi, so you could go ahead and say hi back.
Hi there, hi back, hi Jeremy.
And Kat Badger is saying hi too. She's got a thumbs up. So yeah. So and
thumbs
anybody else
back?
out there? Yeah, exactly.
Kat,
so
how are you?
So yeah, we thank you for watching that. That's awesome. So tell us about your book.
So Black Belt Parenting is a book I wrote. Parents always say to us, "Oh, I wish I could take you home with me." The kids are always listening. They're always helpful. How do you do that? And it's really just a set of techniques. It's not like some magic trick. It's just kind of how to win friends and influence people of parenting. So eventually I wrote the book, and I think, from a helping parents point of view, it helps them. From a business standpoint, it expertises you as an author. And it allows me to kind of get my message out to all the schools instead of just, within the school that I'm mostly in, which is our Feasterville location.
I think you're an expert anyway.
Of course. I tell everybody I'm an expert in almost everything.
You've got what you have, which is first of all, most people who are very successful, they can come across as arrogant. Anyway, so they can come across as arrogant. I'm a really nice guy, I promise you. But you have a demeanor about you that's amazing. You just come across as like the nicest guy on the planet.
I'm a good actor.
That's great. So
one of the things I'm super good at is acting modest.
Acting modest. Well,
yes.
actually, I have to tell you that could be a really good skill. Can you teach it to me?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
All right. What's the first step?
First step is that shirt you're wearing is so fancy. It makes you look fancy. Like I'm wearing a T-shirt, I don't look so fancy. So I'm already a little more modest.
Hey, it's a Robert Graham, man.
Of course. Of course. It's fabulous.
So what are you trying to say, man? What are you trying to say?
You look sharp. And, fancy.
But
very prestigious.
Thank you. Yeah, I knew this was going to go. I knew this was going to go in an interesting direction, and sure enough, it did. So, by the way, we also want to make a shout out to Megan. Hey, Megan, how are you? I'm so excited to see you there. You're probably sitting there with Jeremy in the office and watching together. So
on two different phones.
They might be watching on two different computers.
I just texted you a second ago, so we can text back and forth while we're talking.
The really cool thing about Facebook is a lot of people can watch it at once.
That's true. I heard it's going to catch on.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think it might be one of these cool things, but who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out eventually.
Can never tell if a lot of people are going to use it or not. So I heard Amazon people might start shopping there.
Yeah, imagine coming out with a company like Amazon. Just like how wild is that? The guy just wanted to sell books, and the next thing you know, he's taking over the entire freaking planet. Wow!
And that's only part of what he does. He has so much more. They have servers and they have.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly right. He's taking over the planet. I mean, people don't even know half this stuff. Do you have an Alexa?
I don't have an Alexa, but I have friends that do, and I do say, Alexa, can you play blah blah blah, and it is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I have one, and it wakes me up every morning, and my wife hates it. She actually yells
It's her
at
competition. She was, what woman was another woman in the room? I mean, come on.
You know what she's actually said to me? She's actually said, "Why would you pay to argue with a woman? Because sometimes it doesn't do what it's supposed to do."
It's a strange thing that you apparently like to do. So yeah, whatever you're into, you know what I mean. Like I don't judge.
Oh,
I feel we're going down the wrong path. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. We need to go back to karate.
Karate,
You know,
whatever, motivation.
Yeah, and something like that. Yeah. So what would you? So we were talking to Todd earlier about some things that you can do to better your life. So what are some of the things that you would suggest to people do to better their life?
Well, I don't think there's anything. There's a saying that says the man with, man has 1,000 wishes. When he doesn't have his health, he only has one. So I think, like, number one, like none of it matters unless you have your health to begin with. So I think everybody's got to be working on, eating healthy. And I don't think it's like any big secret of how to eat healthy. People like my brother just got a personal trainer, and it was just a way to hold himself accountable. But it wasn't like he didn't know how to eat. I think everybody knows if you eat fruits and vegetables and some lean protein, you stay away from sugars and lots of fats, you'll probably be healthier than if you don't do that stuff, right? Drink water, don't drink sugary drinks. I think that is, and exercise, do some cardio, do some strength training. So I think if you have that part of your life, it's going to help with your stress relief. It's going to help with your just feeling energized, which is going to help everything else. Do you need discipline and focus and concentration and confidence? Yes. And then do you need education from somebody like you on how to do options trading or real estate investing, how to invest for your retirement? Of course. But if you're not healthy, you're not going to have the energy or the wherewithal to do it anyway. But I think you need all of it, and you need to be constantly, and also the love of self-education. I always thought like my education really started when college was over, not like during college.
So I find that common sense isn't common for everybody.
Well, I think it's hard to do. Like when there's a piece of pizza in front of me, I'd rather have a piece of pizza than broccoli. So
yeah, I kind of agree with that one.
I have to make a decision. Do I want to fit into my pants or not? So,
well, I actually just lost almost 40 pounds.
Congrats! How'd you do it?
Well, actually, we're gonna have John Jubilee who teaches actually hydration.
Okay.
Cell hydration, and you listen to that later on. It's actually, I was blown away with this. I'd never heard of anything like this before in my life. But I don't want to take up your time to talk about his stuff. But it just absolutely blew my mind. And I
feel like I need a drink of water right now.
Well, actually, there's one right in front of you.
I know, but it's holding up the camera, so now I'm stuck.
Well, there's another.
Oh, here's
one.
one.
Yeah.
Since you brought it up, I'm definitely gonna have a drink of water now.
Okay, there you go.
Our sponsor, Arcadia Water. I'm only kidding.
Yeah, that's actually not even a great sponsor. That would be the no name brand, right? So what else would you suggest?
Save money.
Yeah, right. So what else would you suggest somebody do? What would you suggest somebody do if they wanted to change their health immediately? Like right now, they say, I want to make my life better right now, as of today. What would be the first step?
I think just look at your daily routine. And the first thing I would do is kind of track what you do each day, right? So I think, I think I could follow most people around for one day and kind of predict what their success is going to be over the next couple of years based on what they're doing, right? So making a list each day of what's most important for your goals, whatever that is. So if you want to have a stronger family, like how much time are you really spending with like your children or your spouse or whatever, and what kind of time you're spending together. Secondly, I would track your food, your intake, what you're eating every day, and I don't do that, but I know a lot of people that do, and it makes a ginormous difference. Like for me, I just try and eat lots of fruits and vegetables because I don't want to go through the trouble of tracking it. And then also, track what you're doing each day, making your list. I know you said one thing, but I feel like it depends on like, what you're trying to improve in your life, whether it's your fitness levels, if it's your business stuff, what are you listening to when you're driving? Are you listening to the radio or are you listening to podcasts? I would say I listen to the radio less than 5% of the time. I'm always listening to podcasts. And if I'm not listening to that, I take dance class. And if anybody does not notice, or anybody knows me, knows that I could not possibly find the beat in any song or any rhythm. I can memorize steps, but I can't find the beat. That's kind of my issue. So listening to the kind of music that I would dance to later, for me, like I'm conscious. Like for other people, they just like feel the beat. For me, I'm like, wait, where is this happening? So listening to that music. So whatever I'm trying to improve myself on, I try and like stay on task in every way that I can. If I'm jogging, I'm listening to a podcast. So that's what I'm trying to do.
So it was interesting that you said. Yeah, I guess I pulled it right out of there. Was you said you take dance class?
I do.
So how long have you been taking dance class? Because that's really fascinating, actually.
I've been taking dance class for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
And one of the goals for me as a martial artist is they call it like always being a white belt. So a white belt is the beginner belt, like when you first start.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
As you know, because your son trained with us and got his black belt. Woohoo! So the beginner mindset is sometimes we forget that other people don't know what we don't know. So like for me, I've been training martial arts for 30 years. So like for me to do the basics is easy. I still have to work on it, but I don't have to think about it that much. And when I'm helping as an instructor, when I'm helping somebody else, it's sometimes frustrating for me that they can't get it right away. But when I take a dance class and the teacher told me 15 times the exact same thing and I'm not getting it, like I am trying my best. And then it reminds me to be more empathetic to like the new martial arts. So I'm always trying to be a beginner in something. I've taken golf lessons. Last year I took swimming lessons. And I knew how to swim, but I wanted to learn how to swim and not look like I'm splashing a lot. So I'm always trying to put myself in that beginner mindset to remind myself how to be a great instructor.
I just thought that was the most brilliant thing that I ever heard anyone who coaches or teaches anyone to do.
I would say let's document that. But it is documented forever on Facebook. So
Yeah,
the most brilliant thing that
yeah.
Larry's ever heard was what I said. And if he says it any time during the day today, people are going to type in, like, you already said that.
But you have to understand one thing, right? 5 minutes from now, I may hear something that's even more brilliant.
I would say impossible.
And the reason I said it was so brilliant is because it's absolutely true. I mean, the fact that you're teaching other people karate or anything else, so you're teaching them, and you forget, because I do it all the time. I forget how hard it was for me to do my first real estate deal. And and the struggles I went through, my brain, even trading stock options, how hard that is. And it's actually very easy to trade stock options, but it's also very easy to get lost. Where like you're down. I mean, right? There are times where you're down 50% of your account, and you don't know how to, and you're freaking out. And I have to teach people how to do that. But what you said was great: learning something new and remembering how you felt at the beginning of what you learned, and applying that to your students. I think that's fascinating. So anyone who's out here as a coach. Anyone who's out here listening as a coach, this is a great idea, and I absolutely suggest that you do it. Jeremy, by the way, Jeremy likes our multi-camera. He likes the fact that we're switching cameras back and forth.
I don't know how many cameras are in this room right now, but I feel like there's at least 4 or 5.
There's one behind you, too.
And
Say hi.
that is like, this is super impressive setup. Like when I walked in, I was like, when I do stuff like this, I have like my phone, and if I'm like really high tech, like I'm going to be Steven Spielberg in the moment, I get my tripod out. And then if like a Martin Scorsese type situation, I might make sure the light is in front of me.
Right.
And that's like, and usually it's one of those 3 things, not all 3. This is professional microphone, soundboard, 5 or 6 cameras, lighting. This is you obviously take what you do seriously and you invest in it. I think that your viewers and your clients and everybody else should, not every, people say, oh, Larry's successful. He's so lucky. There's no luckiness. This is you doing the work every single day. I was here at 7:30 this morning. I gave up my golf game this morning.
Oh, man, you gave your golf game for me?
I do golf.
I actually haven't played golf in about 10 years. And you keep touching on other people. We have Christine Cipriano coming today, who is a golf instructor. She's an executive golf instructor.
I'll stick around for that. What time is she coming?
Oh, she's coming in the afternoon, but you could either watch it online or you can come by later on if you want to.
What if we do like a live, she gives me a lesson and she explains how she does a lesson and coaches people, and if she can make me better in 30 minutes, I bet you get a lot of clients because it's hard to make me better.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know how good you and I don't know what she does, how she teaches, but I'll tell you what, that would be fun. We could probably do it a different day. Where we could have a...
Oh, come on. I'm going on a golf outing where I'm going to play with... not play with, but I get a lesson with Gary Players. I don't know if he is a super famous golfer. On Tuesday in New York, it's like this really cool event that I'm going to, and I need some help. I mean, if I'm going to... I think actually I'm playing it now that I'm thinking about it. I think I'm playing against Gary Player, and I think I'm going to try and win. Now, great. He's one of the greatest golfers of all time, and I'm one of the worst golfers of all time. But I feel it might even out if I get this lesson today.
Well, well, you come back.
What time is she?
I don't have the. Hold on. I have it over here. She's coming in. She's coming in at 6
p.m.
6 p.m.
I'm teaching a class at 6
See,
p.m.
there you go.
What's her name again? What's her name? I'm gonna look her up.
Christine Cipriano. So I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm gonna mention it to her, and
All
maybe
right.
we could do a totally different day, like
All
maybe
right.
tomorrow, maybe Saturday or whatever. Depending on because Saturday I promised my wife I go for a motorcycle ride, so I can't do it Saturday. But we have to do it
We could
before
just do
Tuesday.
it here. We could
right?
just move these cameras around.
We have to do it before Tuesday, right?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And so let me talk to her because I think she'll have a blast, and I think the two of you would get along really well. So we've got about 3 or 4 minutes. I wanted to talk real quick about your website. Now I know you can't see it, but what should people look for on your website? I have it up on the screen now.
What should they look for? I don't know. Whatever you would look for on a website, I have no idea. If anybody's interested in training the martial arts, we're opening up our 15th school right now.
Wow, 15 schools. That's amazing.
And we have in Drexel Hill. So if anybody's in that area, but if I don't know where all your people are from that are watching right now, I guess they're from all over the place.
Yeah,
but
exactly right.
we have an online. We have Action Karate online. They can go and pretty much take karate for free. And they can go to our website to find a location. But if they're in Bucks County, Montgomery County, and some Philadelphia, Jersey, we have schools that they can go to.
And again, I'm going to give you my personal endorsement of the school. By the way, I've taken martial arts in the past. I didn't live in this area, so I didn't take it with you. My son did.
Very very disrespectful.
I'm very sorry about that.
I'm gonna let it slide. I mean, normally I would kick you over the table, but I'm gonna let it go right now. I might hurt myself over the microphone.
I'm sorry, Sensei.
That's right.
But it was just one of those things where I just didn't know. I'm sorry.
Got it. Where'd you live?
I lived actually. Well, at the time, it was years ago. I lived in West Windsor,
Okay.
near Princeton, right? And your schools were all in Feasterville at the time. And what happened was, my son lived in Feasterville with his mother, not in Feasterville, but in Yardley, and that's how he found your school.
Okay. Awesome.
And again, I was very impressed by it. I liked it. It was great. It was great stuff.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, when he showed me some of the things he was learning, I was again also very impressed by it.
Well, that's because
So-
he's impressive, probably, and takes after his mom, obviously. So,
That's got to be. He looks like me, unfortunately for him.
oh, God, that's fantastic. So he does male modeling also.
Yeah, he wears. He doesn't wear fancy shirts though.
Of course,
He wears
not.
T-shirts. He probably got that from you. You see, you ruined my son. You taught him how to wear T-shirts.
Ruin him or make him. He can save his money to do options trading and real estate instead of buying fancy shirts.
Well, what
Graham
happened
Bell
was
or-
I was doing real estate and stock options trading, and now I can afford fancy T-shirts.
That's fancy shirts with really cool collars and cuffs. Got it.
Exactly right. Yeah, you look good in a Robert Graham. Actually, with that, look at this guy's face. I don't know. That camera doesn't zoom.
I definitely have
does
a
it?
face for the radio.
Oh, it does. That camera zooms. I got to zoom. Look
the
at
fact
that.
that you can
look
do
at that
it.
face.
I
Wait,
know.
wait,
I should have
look at
shaved and
that
gone to my
face.
dermatologist before I came.
I mean, come on now. That's a face that
The radio would really appreciate.
No, that's a face that even guys could like. I don't want to sound
I'm
gay.
universally-
Although there's nothing wrong with that, right?
I'm
Remember
universally
that?
appealing.
Very good. Very good. All right, I think we are. Well, if I can get back to getting the camera off your face, there you go.
That would be great.
Yeah, no, actually, you're a good
My
looking guy.
pores were a little bit big. I need to tighten up those pores a little bit.
No, we zoomed right in on your nose too.
It's a fantastic nose. It's good at smelling and stuff.
Very cool. All right, we are pretty much done for the day. Anything else you want to tell people before we say goodbye?
No. Hopefully everybody writes in. They can't wait to watch my golf improvement game with, I already forget her name. Say her name again.
Christine Cipriano.
Spell her last name.
Cipriano.
All right, I'm not going to remember that, but you said it on here. I'll watch the video.
No, yeah. Well, I'll make sure. I'll make sure I share it onto your page.
Awesome. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And I'll share it too. Yep, that sounds great.
Sounds good.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity and the honor of being on your show. I'm glad that your son got his black belt, and I'm glad that you thought about me for your show.
That's awesome, man. All right, and we're out.